Hey there, what's going on, guys? How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Day's off to a nice little start. It's hump day, baby. That's right, it's Wednesday. Let's make sure we go ahead and recap yesterday, and then there's some more soccer action today with Premier League. You got Manchester City taking on West Ham. You got Liverpool taking on Fulham. You also got Brighton taking on Manchester United tomorrow, so we'll talk about those games. And then, of course, we've got the Payoff pitch live coming up today at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with myself and the Hockey Squirrel. So if we go ahead and throw that recap up from yesterday, did not go our way there in that Twins-White Sox game. If you remove that Twins-White Sox game, it would have been an okay day. You would have gone 3-2 and plus 0.79 units, but that wasn't the case. We did bet that Twins-White Sox game and bet it obviously pretty heavily, putting 5 units across 3 different bets. I'd do it again. I would do it again. Simply put, I love the justification. Twins hitting, White Sox can't hit. If you had a big bullpen advantage, White Sox are the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball. Just one of those days where the numbers just didn't win, But instead, Michael Kopech goes out there and throws 5 innings of no-hit baseball. Where the hell that is that on the back of his baseball card? Not anything I see, so just quite unfortunate. We had a nice little afternoon building up into baseball. Arsenal-Chelsea, first half over 1. Gosh, was that a live betting dream? And I don't know what Chelsea was doing. They were not pressing. They were not, getting up in the face of Arsenal. They were just kind of standing off the ball and letting Arsenal move it around really freely and without any effort, and punished them with 3 goals in the first half, and that's all she wrote. The game was dusted and over at halftime with Arsenal up 3-0, and I watched that game. I think Chelsea's quit, was the conclusion I've gone to. You've got a team that's not getting relegated. You got a team that's not making any European plays. And you got a team that knows, a lot of guys are going to be sent packing. I think this summer you could see, half a dozen guys maybe be sent out the door as they attempt to maybe bring in some new guys with a manager that, is obviously going to want to handpick 1 or 2 of his favorite guys. So I think Chelsea's a bona fide fade going forward. And they play Bournemouth next, and after Bournemouth, they played Forest. 2 teams in which you'd like to think Chelsea's better, but Chelsea's showing no fight. Bournemouth's going to be fighting like hell to avoid relegation. Forest is going to be fighting like hell to avoid relegation. I think these teams know as long as you get up in Chelsea's face and, bring them a game, that they're just going to be little wussies and stand back. So I'll probably be back in Bournemouth and Forest in the next 2 games, and I'm not sure who Chelsea plays after those 2. I heard those 2 mentioned on the broadcast yesterday. I like Bournemouth against Chelsea. I like Forest against Chelsea. How can you not? This team is doing nothing. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on between the posts. I think we're doing it today or tomorrow there with Matt. So plenty of time to talk about this weekend's game in the Premier League. So, yeah, so then you had the Twins and you had the White Sox again. Kopech, no hitter through 5. We can't even get a run in the 10th inning to maybe backdoor our way into a full game team total. Instead, the Twins get nothing in the 10th inning, and the White Sox walk off in the bottom half of the 10th inning. So can't even get lucky and backdoor your way into a cash right there. So Angels F5 team total, though, that came through in the first inning as they jumped all over Steven Matz. And we also went under 5.5 Ks in that same game. So completely dialed into that game, and the research won. You like when the research won, right? So that was a good one right there. Phillies F5 money line. Boy, they got smoked by the Dodgers, 13-1. I think they lost the first 5 through, I think it was 5-1. Oh, yeah, annoying part of that Twins F5 bet, losing the Twins F5 run line. Twins didn't win the F5. Twins won the F6. Classic. Going to win the F6, but not the F5. So Phillies get smoked. In Yarborough, how about that one? Under 2.5 Ks. You couldn't have lost that bet any goddamn faster. You couldn't have lost the bet any faster because in the top of the first inning, my man struck out the side. I don't know what he ended at. I was quite disgusting to see him never get more than 2 strikeouts all season long. Fantastic Orioles team at 15.8% strikeout rate. And to see him strike out the side, it was just like, and while you're watching that, you're watching the Twins just not do a goddamn thing off Michael Kopech. And then again, they cashed the F6 run line, not the F5 run line. It's just one of those. What's up, Ross and Brian? I'm trying, man. Like I said, if you didn't bet Twins, White Sox, which I'm sure everybody came along on the ride for. I mean, how could you not? The stats were beautiful. It was an absolute smash spot. Joe Ryan up against Kopech. Great offense, shit offense. Great bullpen, shit bullpen. Worst bullpen in Major League. How could you not come along for that ride? But if you didn't, you turned a profitable day, 3-2 plus 0.79 units. But everybody came along on Twins, White Sox. It was a sweet spot. It was a sweet spot that ended up obviously not being so sweet. So, yeah. I'm going to roll in the Premier League today, though. Again, I said Man City's taking on West Ham, and I said Liverpool's taking on Fulham earlier. I like City and Liverpool's team totals kind of gone really to the rest of the season. We've kind of been playing these team totals now. We did City and Newcastle over the course of the weekend. The week before, it was City and Arsenal. City team total, of course they're going to win, but their money line is just way juicy. I just like them to score 2 goals. And don't go too crazy on them, because you saw what they did this past weekend against Fulham when they went into halftime 2-1. They just possessed the ball that whole second half, and Fulham struggled to even get hold of the ball and even to really do anything with it. That's going to be the concern with Guardiola, is get a lead and then just protect the shit out of it through ball possession. Not through sitting back and conceding possession, but through them having their classic ball possession that they like to do to just run out the clock. So don't go heavy on a Man City win margin. Not what I saw up against Fulham. Maybe it's different at home, but not what I saw up against Fulham. I'd be a little bit nervous going up against a win margin. And then Liverpool team total, I've been playing that too, and yeah, they're just running up goals. They're healthy again. Jota's back, although he's questionable, but Luis Diaz is back. Cody and Nunez and obviously Salah. So they're just healthy and they're just playing really good. And since they put Trent in the midfield, they kind of copied what Guardiola's doing at City. Since Trent's been in the midfield, he's getting like multiple assists a game. They look great. So I'll take each of them over 1.5, but then that really doesn't help us out for the juice. We've got to get something along with it. I just think there'll be a goal in the first half of each of those games. You're seeing it with City. They want to get these games over and dusted with so they can rotate, because nobody's got more games than Manchester City, right? They've got their 6 remaining Premier League games. They've got at least 2 more Champions League games, and they've got an FA Cup final. You tap on a Champions League final, they're going to be the only team with 10 games. They're trying to get these things over with in the first half and rotate in the second half. You've been seeing it. So that's why I like a goal in the first half of that game. And Liverpool-Fulham, it's just a dream matchup. We know how leaky Fulham is. Hell, Fulham can maybe even get the goal. They could even score a goal in the first half. They got a goal last week against City in the first half. You just know how good Fulham is scoring and conceding. So that's all I'll roll with. It says minus 106. That is certainly a true statement, but I've also gone back in for another unit this morning at plus 101, again over at FanDuel. So this is actually going to be a 2-unit play for me. 1 unit at minus 106. And the other unit is plus 101. And that does make a difference with me, because as my Twitter bio says, and as I've said multiple times, I'm one of the persons that bets a unit. I don't bet to win a unit. So the minus 106 is not like I'm going to win a unit. I'm going to win 0.95 units. Win that one hit. So that's how we do there. I'm feeling good about soccer too, Brian. 2-0 this week in soccer. Obviously, we picked up a win Monday with Leicester and Everton match going over. We picked up a win yesterday with the Arsenal-Chelsea first half going over. Soccer seems to be treating us well, and I don't want to bag on baseball. It was one bad game that just, it hurt. It was one bad game yesterday. It was one bad game, and unfortunately that game we obviously went really heavy in. So I think baseball is still okay. Soccer's doing really good, Brian, as you mentioned. So, yeah, and that parlay is, it just looks really, really stinking good. So, all right, that's how we're going to go ahead and roll right there. What's up, my man? Lewis. What's up, dog? You love the parlay. Should be easy money. You bet something similar to that earlier? Okay, cool. Very good. Hopefully we can both cash. That'll be my goal, is to see you at the cash counter. I look forward to giving you a high five. As for baseball bets, I think I've tweeted them all, except for maybe possibly adding Angels money line at minus 130. What the hell are the Angels doing at minus 130? They were my dog of the day yesterday on Payoff pitch. They cashed. Today, they're only minus 130 with a massive pitching advantage with Ohtani over Mykolas. And then they still have the hitting and bullpen advantages that I talked about yesterday, which is the reason why they were my dog of the day yesterday. Angels at minus 130. I've tweeted out every baseball play, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to add that Angels money line at minus 130 over on PointsBet. Other books have it at minus 140, minus 145. PointsBet still has it at minus 130. So it feels like something I need to go ahead and take, but I don't know. I'll hear the squirrel out. I mean, 10 minutes till the payoff pitch comes. Maybe the squirrel has a thought on that game. He'll definitely will have an opinion, at least on rapid fire. But I don't know. Let's see what he says. So, all right, that's gonna be it, fellas, for at least for the soccer action today. Anything you guys got going on? Are there any more games? There's a loaded day in Serie A, but Serie A is just a shit league, to be quite honest. Atalanta at home, they should certainly get past Spezia. Juventus should get past Lecce. They're like bottom feeders. Lazio Sassuolo, that's probably at both teams to score in over 2.5. Inter and Verona, that's probably at both teams to score in over 2.5. Sampdoria Torino, that's probably at both teams to score in over 2.5. Otherwise, I wouldn't be too much interested in betting most of it. AC Milan should certainly beat Cremonese. You could probably put together a parlay if you were trying to. I'm not going to dabble in it. Just like yesterday, I didn't dabble in La Liga. That didn't quite come through. Premier League is the league that I know. Premier League and Champions League. That's what I watch, and that's what I know. So that's what I spend my time researching. You going to come along with that Angels minus 130? Don't say with you yet, because it's not a play. I'd hate for it to lose and then it not be on the recap, and you'd be like, "What the hell, Ross?" But I'm strongly considering adding that. I don't understand minus 130. Minus 130. They still have the same pitching advantage they have yesterday because Sandoval was a ton better than Steven Matz. Talked about it. They have the same thing. It's better offense, better bullpen, better starter. Minus 130. It's like one of those prices where they're trying to suck you in. And obviously down a lot of units on the week. I can't afford to get sucked into any trap, so to speak. But like, minus 130 over a points bet for Angels money line. I don't get it. Is Napoli going to win the league? Yeah, Napoli's 100% going to win the league. They didn't win it this past weekend against Salenteria or whatever the hell they're called, just because they got a draw 1-1. But yeah, 100% going to win the league. That's not even a question. I mean, they're up 18 points with 6 games to go. So yeah, they just need to get 1 point. They just need to get 1 stinking point from 6 games, and Lazio would have to sweep the table and. Wow. Yeah, they're winning. I mean, of course they're winning the league. Of course they're winning the league. 18-point advantage with 6 games to go. They'd have to lose every game, and Lazio would have to win every game, and then the goal differential would come into play. Yeah. Lazio won't lose every game, or Lazio won't win every game, and Napoli won't lose every game. Yeah, they're the champions. You can't even bet it right now. Let's see what you can bet it right now, Ross. If you could bet Napoli to be the champ, they probably don't even offer it. It's such a, I hate to use the word lock, but it's such a lock. You can't even bet it, I bet. Yep. Let's see. Futures. Oh, here we go. Premier League, to win the Premier League outright? No. To win La Liga? Yeah, they're not even offering it to you. They give you La Liga winner, which that's going to be Barcelona. I don't even know why they're giving you that. They're giving you that at minus 200,000. Yeah. Nobody's betting Barcelona to win it. Yeah, they're only going to give it to you there, Ross. Can't even bet who's going to win Serie A, at least on FanDuel. I just went into a random app. Can't even get it to you. Nah, yeah, 18 points to the good. Yeah. All right, let's go get us a Hockey Squirrel. Let's see what he's feeling. He's going to be fired up on the payoff. We're going to be in different moods. I'm down a little bit, obviously, from that twin, or not down a little bit in terms of, I'm down a lot, 7 units, but just down in terms of how that Twins game treated me. He's going to be the complete opposite. He gave out a ton of dogs yesterday, and a lot of dogs won yesterday. A lot. He's going to be in a good mood. He's going to be fired up. He's going to have made a lot of money. The Braves came through as a dog yesterday. The Nationals came through as a dog. The Red Sox came through as a dog. The White Sox came through as a dog. The Angels, should have bet that one, but I didn't. But I believe he bet it, so that one came through. The Rangers beat the Diamondbacks. The Giants beat the Astros. And the Reds beat the Padres. That is a lot of dogs. I'll find out on payoff pitch how many he was on, but he was on a fair number of those. So, yeah, he's going to be fired up this morning. All right, let's go find ourselves a Hockey Squirrel. Come on back. We'll talk baseball. The game started early, obviously, with the Tigers and Mets game getting rained out. And then there are some other afternoon games as well. So break it on down with you guys. See if we can put some money in our pocket on the payoff pitch, and we'll be with you guys in 5 minutes. Hey there, everybody. Welcome on into the Wednesday episode here of the Payoff Pitch, where the Hockey Squirrel and I preview the entire day's MLB slate. What's going on there, Squirrel? Opening thoughts here, quick hits.
Hey, big underdog day yesterday. I was on a lot of them, and I gave out a lot of them, and cashed a lot of them. It was unfortunate to see the Twins not get it done for you. I felt sad seeing that score there, but yeah, I don't think it was a bad play though, or bad plays for that matter. You know,
It's all good, man. I
how
don't need a
it how it
cheerleader. I
how it
appreciate
be
it. I'm fine.
sometimes, but
It's all good, man. No
but
cheerleading needed. It's all
other
good.
than that. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind today in terms of, um, I don't know, I guess getting everything like fully situated. I just finished writing down the last game from all my data model stuff at 9:58. So, like 3 minutes ago. I have all projections for, I won't say all games because we do have a few, or they just haven't pitched this year, and I don't have their data for them yet. But other than that,
Yeah,
that's
there are
kind of
some
where I'm at
debuts
for the
today. I
morning.
think I saw 3 debuts, if I recall the number out there. We'll obviously get to them, but the number 3 for some reason sticks out in my head. So, all right, with that said, let's jump right on into the action here and load up around the bases where we take a couple games and break them down for you. Is there a game that you're interested in starting with?
Um, yeah, I have a lot of interest revolving around a game. I just haven't made an actual pick on it yet, but uh,
Me too. Which
I
one?
think it's so funny because two nights ago I was on the Padres, or I liked the Padres. I didn't bet them, but I really liked them, and they won. And yesterday I told you the game to not pick was the Padres, and the Reds won. So it was a 1-2 low scoring game. So I was saying that even if you're making a parlay or whatever, I said stay away from the Padres, and I would be glad that you did. Today back on the Padres. Go back to the Padres today. You've got Luis Sessa on the mound there for the Reds, right? And so that's going to, at least from the stats that I've seen, just the general overview, it looks like he's getting absolutely hit a lot. There's one game, I think he gave up something crazy. I don't know if it was 11 hits or 11 runs, something like that. But in the first 5 there, especially if you wanted to maybe try to target, if you wanted to try to do a run line or something like that on the Padres, I wouldn't hate it. If you wanted to go pitcher prop maybe against Luis Sessa, under on his out, he gets pulled early, doesn't make it very deep. All those different possibilities I would like, but somehow backing the Padres today, I do like. So then, like a total in the game, I wouldn't say like. I think the total's 9, so I wouldn't maybe try over 9, just because, like yesterday, I have lower projections for the total, but I think it would be more so that the Reds I'm expecting not to hit as much as the Padres. But either way it goes. Padres, I expect that to get it done somehow,
Okay.
some way. I just haven't figured out exactly the angle yet that I'm going to take in that game.
Cool. I've got a similar game where it kind of sticks out. Maybe one team should have the upper hand, but how do you get in terms of betting it based on the prices that the books are offering you? And that game is the Mariners taking on the Athletics with Logan Gilbert going up against JP Sears here. Logan Gilbert, it feels like there's something to bet with him. Most books are giving you his strikeout props at over 6.5 at plus money. And there's one sports books in the King out there that has given it to you at 5.5, but it's obviously juicy as hell. That's cash in every game this season. It was at minus 150, now it's at minus 170, but it's cash at every game. And the Athletics, they strike out a ton at 33%. He did not have much success, though, in 2022 against these Athletics in terms of striking out. He had 3 games where he went 4, 4, and 3. So it was just like enough of a little bit of hesitation to obviously stay off the really high juicy play at minus 150. And again, now I said it's a minus 170 with the other books already at 6.5. In those 3 starts against the A's last season, he only gave up 7 total runs in those 3 starts. I mentioned the Athletics strike out a lot at 33%. They also don't hit right-handers at 198. So maybe you could go like a under hits with him, or maybe over on his pitching outs, or hell, maybe even take him to be the winning pitcher at plus money. Because the Mariners, we know they have the better bullpen over the Athletics. If they hit left-handers better than 198, I mean, it's not hard to be better than 198, but they're not smoking left-handers. They're only around 220 in their own right. But it's enough of a hitting advantage where the Mariners should win the game. The money line's at minus 170. Maybe this is a good money line parlay piece. There's something here with Gilbert and Mariners. I got to keep going through it, but I do like the Mariners today taking on the Athletics with Logan Gilbert having himself a nice afternoon. What's another game for you, Squirrel?
We've been getting a lot of games that you expect a lot of overs at Coors Field. And I don't think they've been hitting as much as you might expect them to normally. Today I have pretty good projections for that over. Here's things that I haven't looked at. This is why I said I'm kind of like, I'm prepared for today, but like I'm not fully prepared, if that makes sense. I haven't looked at the handedness of, like I know who the pitchers are. I think it's Eric Lauer and somebody. I don't know who for the Rockies, but really, who is it? Freeland. Kyle Freeland, right?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So like I know who the pitchers are. I just don't know the handedness. I haven't looked at the win because that's a huge factor at Coors Field, but I do know the total, and it's 12. I would feel fairly comfortable going over 12 today, just from a numerical standpoint, rather than, I haven't looked at the wind and all that. All that is factored into the line already, but I do like to know those things on top of it. So there's a little bit more digging that I would like to do in there, but I'm looking to target the over in the Rockies game today against the Brewers.
Let's pull it up here. Going to covers.com. Covers.com is a good site where you can get weather. I'm showing Milwaukee taking on Colorado at 8:40 p.m. Eastern time. I'm showing the wind blowing in left to right at 8.1 miles per hour at first pitch. So not blowing out.
How does it blow in left to right?
It's got the arrow like this. So like it's coming across the field, but coming into, this is what the arrow looks like. It's coming in this direction.
Okay. I don't know. I'm looking at an over anyway. Either way it goes. So.
All right. What about this game, Squirrel? Where do you got this one on your data sheet? What about the Angels money line? Yesterday they had the better starter. They had the better bullpen. They had the better offense. They were the dog of the day yesterday that came through. Today, once again, with Ohtani up against Mike Colas, they've got the better offense. They've got the better bullpen. They've still got the better starter offense bullpen. It's minus 130. What are your numbers? I want to jump on the Athletics or the Angels today. Give me some encouragement.
I can't. The thing is today, from what I see just at a general overview from, the numbers that I have written down compared to what the market is offering there is really fair prices, what I think is fair prices. So I have the true line 111. So plus 111 for the Cardinals, minus 111 for the Padres. Then you add the juice on top of that. So you're getting juiced up essentially to what is more than a fair line for what I would consider to be, so therefore, if as the day goes on, the Angels collect more and more money or the line continues to raise, there's going to be a buyback point on the St. Louis Cardinals. And I might be a part of that crowd later on today. Certainly not at the moment, though. I think the game is around plus 110, right? Roughly.
Yeah, I've got plus 110 up against minus 130 for the Angels here on DraftKings.
Yeah, so I would consider the Cardinals fair price right now, and I wouldn't probably pay minus 130, but that's just me. I see why you would. I understand the Ohtani whole thing, all that. Might make it a little bit better if they were at home, but again, if they were at Angel Stadium, this would probably be like minus 180 to minus 200, more so, because they enjoy like a 4% edge, so it would boost it pretty hard.
Okay, all right, let's get to shut up and pitch time. See what we can do with pitching props today. Anything for you?
Honestly, all I know is I would try to go against Luis Sessa. I don't know what the strikeout props are. I always do strikeout props, but I think I might see how many outs recorded his line would be set at and try for the under, because I no.
They're not giving it to you.
Oh, there isn't one. That's the problem.
That is the problem. They're only giving you Seth Lugo in that game. They're not giving you Luis Sessa.
Yeah, because they know he's going to get wrecked.
Yeah, Maybe he'll go 5 innings with no hit ball like Kopech did last night. Let's talk about Shane McClanahan here of the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm going to go and take a stab that he can go under 6.5 strikeouts today at plus 118. He's gone under in 4 of his 6 starts, and the Pirates are really good at hitting left-handers. They're hitting 291, and they only strike out at 15.8%. I know the name McClanahan is scary, but the numbers are all there to suggest that an under should hit. So I'm just going to follow the numbers and I guess live with the result. So give me McClanahan under 6.5 Ks at plus 118. And I also like Andrew Heaney. They are the Texas Rangers to stay under 5.5 Ks at plus 116. He stayed under in 3 of his 5 starts so far this season. Last night's starter, John Gray, only got 2 strikeouts, and the Diamondbacks are better versus left-handers than they are right-handers. So that was good encouragement that they only limited Gray to 2 strikeouts last night. Heaney's K from 9 is down from last season of 13.6. It's down to 9.5 this season. So he's regressed a little bit in the strikeout numbers. He does not warrant this over 5.5. So I'm taking the under 5.5 at plus 116. 2 strikeout props for me. All right, let's go ahead and now move to 4th inning long shots. Woo. All right, this is where you got to get your pad and paper out. You got to turn your volume up. And you gotta tune in. What do we got, Squirrel? I'm getting my paper.
Oh boy.
Got my volume up.
It's one you're really not gonna like. Nobody wants to bet this stuff. You know what I mean? Like nobody goes to the book and is like, I want to take the team with like literally probably the worst record and all this. It's never pretty on underdogs.
Yeah, last night
there's an overvaluing.
I'm so disgusted I didn't pull the trigger on the Angels. Better offense, better bullpen, better starter, and I don't bet the Angels as an underdog. Fuck.
Better ingredients, better pizza.
What's this dog that I'm not gonna like today?
You already talked about it on the other side. You like the Mariners. Look, I think they win. It's just not by minus 170. That's
okay, so it's just back to the value standpoint. See, that's why I can't get on those dogs. And the books do it to you, and I can't do it, and I can't get there. I can't look at the stats and say.
But that's why the books win.
Well, I know. Well, some people win. I've gone 2 straight years and made over 100 units, so not everybody loses to the books. Some people may get their ass handed to them, but I don't get my ass handed to me in the long run. I can't get there. Talk about why the value's there. I get it. Talk about it. It's fine.
It's just a numerical thing. That's all. I mean, that's all it really is. And that's why I made all those picks yesterday. I mean, it's not because I sit there and I'm like, oh, the Washington Nationals are like really, or whatever the case. Like even, the Kansas City Royals yesterday, which I think, again, is one that I would go back in on today just because there's such an overvaluing of the Baltimore Orioles. You look at Zach Greinke's record of 0-4, and his ERA is not this and that. And, whatever, but at plus 145 right now, it's too much when they should be maybe plus 110 or 115. So from a numerical game, I mean, I don't even watch the games. I don't get wrapped up into it. Like I was playing guitar last night, having a jam session, and came home and I was like, oh shit, I won 4 out of these 5 underdogs. Like that was great. Yesterday we were trying to get on the Detroit Tigers. Your matchup changed now today because you've got a doubleheader, right? Mm-hmm. Between the Mets and the Tigers. So should have been Lorenzen against somebody.
Lucchesi?
Don't remember.
Lucchesi?
Yeah. This Lucchesi, whatever. Sushi. Should have been him. Mm-hmm. Now it changed, and you get Lorenzen's going against Scherzer in game 2. Things changed a little bit, and this price was already made fairly efficient yesterday, so then they just rehang the line with Joey Wentz being the only differentiator in game 1. So it's, again, plus 140, and I have it graded out about there for the day. So I think, things changed a bit there. I'm not back on the Tigers, although I don't think it's a bad look to take the Tigers game 1.
That was the one I was confused on, that price of why is it the same price as yesterday when the Tigers have gone from a righty to a lefty and the Mets are significantly better hitting lefties than righties. That feels like they're trying to trap me in. The Tigers are nowhere near my dog of the day because they don't have the good advantages that they had yesterday because the Mets are really good against left-handers. So I think it neutralizes how good the Tigers are, obviously, versus left-handers in terms of their efforts to win the game there in game 1 with 2 lefties on the mound. So
All right.
What
So for legitimate underdogs, then I'll take Athletics. I'll take um, the Royals, and
Okay.
I think that might be it for underdogs. I might be forgetting one, but if I find another one, I'll let you
So it looks like they're both around about plus 140, plus 145.
know. Yeah, I can
Okay.
get plus 150 on Oakland and 145 on Royals. So yeah.
Okay, cool. For my dog of the day today, it doesn't have all the advantages like those Angels did yesterday, or even maybe those Tigers did. I kind of like the Rockies at home, obviously with the lefty. This is their sweet spot. They've got a better bullpen than the Brewers do. Actually, grades out to be pretty good better. They've got a nice offense advantage against the left-handed hitting with than over these Brewers. So I think the Rockies. It's at even money, so it's not like a huge dog by any stretch. Some books you can get it at plus 105. Most of them are around about even money. So all right, I think the Rockies today, best dog today on the board. Keep swinging. We got to give these guys some hitting props. Yesterday I was on fire with these hitting props. I made myself a little personal parlay and treated myself pretty well. See if I can't do that again today. What do you have any before I go through them?
I didn't get to it, no, because I was just pricing all the games, so I had, the majority of things to talk about. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Can
Cool.
you take batters to go against Luis Sessa at least? If you can't get the pitching props, can we get a batter?
If you're going to do that, I looked up, and I didn't write them down because it was just too obvious. It's Manny Machado today. If you want to take somebody to smash Luis Sessa, take Manny Machado all day long. I'm going to do what I did yesterday, give you a mix of guys that can and cannot get a hit. First, let's stay with those guys that will not be able to get a hit. Max Muncy, they're the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's 1 for 15 against Aaron Nola with 8 strikeouts in those 15 at-bats. So striking out over half of the time up against Aaron Nola. So I look for Muncy to struggle today. Michael Taylor of the Minnesota Twins, he's 1 for 16 up against Dylan Cease with 6 strikeouts. So those are the 2 guys I would look to not be successful today. 2 guys, or well, 3. One's a carryover from yesterday. Alex Verdugo of the Boston Red Sox, he's 7 for 16 up against Alek Manoah. 2 doubles and a home run and only 2 strikeouts. I'd love to see that. He's probably going to be hitting the ball today. Hopefully he can find open territory and give you guys a hit. Charlie Blackmon up against Eric Lauer today. He's 12 for 24 up against Lauer. 3 doubles and 2 home runs. And then the carryover from yesterday's Javi Baez. Got obviously the same numbers. And obviously he's really good at hit left-hander. So roll with Javi Baez. All right, 6th inning. It's a steal. What's going on there, Squirrel? What's a steal?
Oh boy. Kind of talked about most of what I already had. Geez, I don't know. What's like something first 5 innings? I don't know. Maybe like Reds Padres first 5. What over? Do we expect 6 runs in the first 5 innings? Certainly could get it, but again, you got to look at ballpark factors. This is another thing, and Petco Park is one that's actually quite low. Not a favorited park for hitters. Like you think of ballpark friendly or hitter friendly ballparks would be, Camden Yards would be Coors Field, Fenway Park. This one actually rates pretty low. So in terms of runs, that's where I get a lower projection. But I don't know, like a first 5 team total maybe for the Padres.
Camden Yards is actually not anymore. Last season, before the start of the season, they pushed the outfield wall back and brought it up a little bit. Camden Yards numbers have changed.
Okay, let me.
I got
look at my...
no NRFI of the day. God, not a really good NRFI day. I'm going to take on 3 teams I think that can get a run. You've talked about him a lot. He's Luis Sessa. He's given up 13 runs in his 5 starts in the first inning. He's letting teams hit 586 off of him in the first inning. So you look at the Padres to get a run in the first inning. They get a run in their games 35% of the time. What about the Angels today? They're scoring a run in the first inning 33% of the time, with Miles McCollum on the mound, 7 runs in 6 starts, and he's letting guys hit 429 off of him in the first inning. And J.P. Sears, there of the Athletics, he's given up 6 runs in his 5 starts, and guys are hitting 348 off him. The Mariners come in at 31%. And lastly, Mitch Keller, friend of the program, he's given up 5 runs in 6 starts. Guys are hitting 292 off of him. The Rays are second best in the MLB. They get a run the first inning 43% of their games. So look for the Rays, the Mariners, the Angels, and the Padres. I bet if you did all of those, you can get all of those at plus 200 or more. Multiple of those are hitting. So if you play one, I would play them all. All right, 7th inning coming to a stretch. We've got to give these guys our best bet of the day. What's your best bet today?
Just at the expense of not repeating myself, I'll make this like a parlay piece just because the fact that it's actually a fair price. It's what it should be. It's not overvalued, at least. It'll be your Tampa Bay Rays there against Mitch Keller. I'll go ahead and take them as a parlay piece on the money line at minus 210 or roughly around there. But that's actually where they really should be. So it's not like I price them at minus 210 and they're like minus 260 because that's what you see a lot of the time, especially on those favorites. They get juiced pretty damn hard.
That's one where I'm kind of expecting it over. I don't know what your numbers look like, but the Pirates hit left-handers really good. We know the Rays will hit anybody really good. That one to me smells like that one's going over 7. That feels like an over. The Pirates can do their job and get 3 runs off
Over 7, so it's fairly low because I was going to tell you I have 6 as a projection. So
6, okay, so you like the under. I mean, not that you're betting the under, but in terms of a lean, you like the under. If you've got 6 and the number's at 7. Okay. I wonder, it's a high juice. I wonder if that's maybe 7.5. I'm going to look at one random book, right? One other one real quick. See if they've got it 7.5 because there's so much juice here.
Doesn't mean it doesn't mean that this is like what the score is going to be. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. It could totally go over, I mean.
FanDuel's got even more juice on the over 7. This 7 is about to become 7.5. Okay. I may have to pull the trigger on that. If the Pirates can get 3 runs off McClanahan, that's cashing. That's going to cash. All right, my best bet of today is the repeat of yesterday. Tigers F5 team total. It's just like yesterday. It's another 2-unit bet. I'm not going to regurgitate all the same information from yesterday, but Tigers F5 team total over 1.5. It's a 2-unit play for me. 8th inning double play. You've got the Rays parlayed with who?
We'll go like a Padres run line.
Padres run line in the Rays for your parlay?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll pull that up here. Let's see what that comes in at. Padres run line down here towards
the minus 130 and minus 200. Yeah, it's not going to be very good.
It's okay.
I might barely just get over even money. Plus 120. I don't know.
I got you at plus 159 for a Rays money line.
Ooh, even better.
Padres run line. Plus 159.
Cool. We'll take it.
All right, cool.
We'll take it.
For mine, I'm going Mariners Angels plus 172, and Dan might even bet these Angels alone. Might add to these Angels alone. So, all right, let me take a screenshot of my bets. Throw these up here on the screen. Squirrel, did you message me on Twitter?
No, I don't think so. I don't have anything that I actually put money on it. I don't want to advertise anything that I haven't bet myself. So,
sure.
As of right now, I have no bets. I'm looking at things, but I've shared at least my spots of interest throughout the show. Things I'll likely end up on, but I would like to spend some more time kind of factoring things out a little bit more.
Like it. All right, let's get through rapid fire. Let's get your thoughts on all these games from a money line, run line, and over/under perspective. We've got Ed in the chat. He likes Padres money line. He wants to fade Luis Sessa and Cubs money line. Cubs, I like it. Cubs. They're just going up,
I don't know if we.
They're going up against. That's one of the 3 games where there's a debut guy, just enough to put me off because I don't know who the hell Jack Irvin is, but. Just enough to put me off. But yeah.
Probably why we didn't talk about it, unfortunately. But
Cubs should win, you think? Cubs should have won last night. All right, Mets and Dodgers over under of 9. Mets come in at minus 155. Tigers at plus 155. We've done a good job of, I believe, talking about this game. I'm not doing the Tigers.
This is game number 1.
135. Yeah, game number 1. Not doing the Tigers anymore. I'm just going to go for over 9. I obviously expect the Tigers to hit. The Mets don't hit left-handers as good as the Tigers. Hell, Tigers are number 1. But they're going to hit. So I like over 9.
I've been getting these under projections for this game, even though over 9 is juiced. But as far as the money line, I have either side 141, and that's roughly where it is. So if I had to, I'd take an under at Comerica Park.
I want to let me look there for half a second. Give me where the hell is it? Yeah, yesterday the over-under was at 8.5. It becomes a left-handed starter for the Tigers, and we've only bumped it up a half run. Interesting stuff. Diamondbacks, Rangers over-under of 8.5. Diamondbacks at plus 105. Rangers coming in here at minus 125, I think.
This must have been one of those games with a starter that is new.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I have no idea how to pronounce this guy's last name, but Brandon for the Diamondbacks, he's making his debut against Heaney.
Fod or something?
Yeah, you don't know what the hell you're going to get from this guy, so
No.
certainly not going to bet this game. I have no idea. All I
Yep.
know is there's none of these guys that are making their debut. They're probably making their debut due to injuries. Like this looks like, if I had to take a guess, your Madison Bumgarner replacement. He's obviously not really that good, right? If he was that good, he would have earned a goddamn start coming out of spring training. So I wouldn't expect him to light it up by any stretch. Otherwise, he would have already made the team coming out of camp. So he's here to replace Madison Bumgarner. Can't be much worse than Bumgarner. I will go with the over, though. I'm going to assume the Rangers can hit minor league pitching because this is glorified minor league pitching. And I do like the Diamondbacks today going up against that left-hander. As I mentioned, that's why I'm under his strikeout prop. So I'll take the over 8.5.
I'll take the Rangers. It seems kind of like a low price for the game.
Okay.
At hand.
We've got Logan Webb up against Valdez here for the Giants taking on the Astros with an over-under of 7.5. You've got the Giants at plus 135 and the Astros coming in at minus 155. I'm still going to trust. Giants pulled out, 2-0 victory yesterday. This game's going to be low scoring as well. And then the Astros should still have it with that great bullpen that they've got. Valdez, look for him to have a good day in terms of striking out batters. So I'll go the under in the Astros.
Yeah, I have it at 6.95, so it's 7.5. So towards the under, I have both sides on the money line 136 plus or minus, and it's right there. So pretty much, where the game is. But I guess as to avoid unnecessary juice, Giants if I had to, but the better play is probably just the under.
The under, yeah. Reds and Padres over under of 9. You get the Reds at plus 225. Padres coming at minus 265. I like the over in this one. You've mentioned how Sessa should certainly get hit. Seth Lugo, he's no all-star in his own right, so there's no reason why he can't get hit. The Reds' numbers are decent enough where they should be able to scrape off multiple runs across him in their own right. So I like the over in that game, over 9.
Another angle to take, and this is something I was looking at already this morning. I was trying to find different books to compare. The price of this game prop is one I've been diving into. Total hits in the game is something I've been actually looking into, and generally speaking, the line is around 16. 15.5, 16.5, roughly in there. Occasionally you might find a 17.5 juiced, but I did a lot of digging yesterday into the average amount of hits per team in the MLB, and it comes out to about 8.3 per team in 2023. Then I summed up all of the hits for every single game that has already been played this whole season so far, and if you factored out pushes, you would have a 56% win rate taking the under on total hits. This is not a game I would do that, though. I do expect both guys to get hit. As you said, Seth Lugo is not an all-star in his own right, to quote you, and that is completely correct. So I would expect hits from both sides, just more from the Padres. So I think over 16.5 hits was the line at minus 105. That I might go in on.
Yeah,
so there's another angle in that game that you could look at. Rather than just taking a game score, you can take the hits. So these guys can get on base. You don't necessarily have to score. We just need 17 people to get hit.
Yeah, I do see I'm showing the over at even money and the under at minus 130. So the juice is shaded to the under 16.5 hits there in Reds Padres. When you were talking about your dogs and you were talking about ugly dogs, I actually thought you were going to go Reds. The Reds have a significantly better bullpen than the Padres. They don't hit right-handers all that worse than the Padres. It's just a tick worse across every category. And if Sessa, can keep them close, and again, I expect Lugo to get hit. I actually thought you were going to say the Reds when you were talking about an ugly dog. I could see the Reds pulling out another game here. I don't think the Padres are a runaway, and I think they're a runaway, not with their bullpen numbers. You look at those bullpen numbers, they get a massive advantage for the Reds. I don't think the Padres are a slam dunk today by any stretch. So, see how it unfolds. Let's keep on going right here. Let's go to, we've done Reds. Phillies and Dodgers over under of 9. Phillies minus 110 up against Dodgers minus 110. We got Gavin Stone for the Dodgers making his debut up against Aaron Nola. Yeah, another reason why I didn't handicap this game, just because of the newness here of Gavin Stone. I don't know. I don't know what the hell to expect.
Right.
No idea. Well, minus 110 against minus 110. This is the coin flip of all coin flips right here.
Yeah, I have the same thoughts. I didn't price it because I couldn't price it. I don't have any data, no projections, so
I'm going over 9.
not really.
Over 9.
Okay, we'll roll with that.
Pirates and Rays over under of 7. Pirates at plus 185. Rays at minus 215. I'm taking over 7.
Okay. Again, another low projection, or another low total with a low projection. I'm at 6 and the line's at 7, but I certainly didn't hop on either way. And I have the Rays priced appropriately around minus 215 or whatever, minus 210. So I don't know. I didn't go either way on that, but.
All right, Braves and Marlins over under of 8. Braves at minus 135. Marlins at plus 115. You got Garrett up against Wright. I definitely like the Braves. I'm contemplating the over or the under.
I have the Braves priced minus 134. So exactly spot on with the book there. My total is at 8. I don't know what the line is.
8.
It's at 8.5.
Everything's bang on.
Oh.
The book's giving out no free money today on this Wednesday. You're not getting any lunch money today from these sports books. Shit. Everything's bang on. All right. Well, then I'll just take the good old flyer. Take a pass. Mets and Tigers here in the nightcap. Over under of 8.5. Mets at minus 210 with Scherzer on the mound up against Lorenzen. He's plus 180. Those Tigers. I mean, if we're getting a right-hander, Tigers just don't hit right-handers. So I got to go Mets run line on that one. Mets run line.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe another. God, it's tough to go against Scherzer though, and he's going to be pissed after his whole suspension deal, right? This is his first game back.
Yeah, no, I didn't even. Yeah, I guess you're right. I haven't seen his name in a while, so yeah, it must be his first game back from 10-game suspension. Yeah.
Yeah. And he said he swore on his life that he didn't have substance. Did you see like the video?
Apparently, it was just sweat.
Of why
and
he got
rosin.
suspended.
Sweat and rosin. I mean, hell, the MLB official was there watching him. I don't know. It was a weird situation.
Yeah. I don't know. A bit of an overvaluing. It's ugly. I don't want to go against the Mets, but Jesus, dude, at minus 200 or roughly minus 190. I'm not going to actually make the pick, but I would go Tigers in game 2. As far as a total, again, these unders, I keep getting these under projections at Comerica Park. So under in both games for the Mets and Tigers.
Under, okay. That's a big ballpark, so an under can certainly come. That's a big ballpark. All right, Cubs and Nationals with an over-under of 8. You got Cubs at minus 195, Nationals at plus 165. Another guy making his debut here in Irvin of the Nationals. So I didn't dig too deep into this game. I do like the Cubs. The offense grades out better. Bullpen certainly grades out better. I'll trust Stroman. He's been in them bigs, and he's reliable. So I'll go Cubs, money line.
Sure.
Oh, you skipped it altogether because of the thing. Right.
Yeah, because I don't have any.
Yeah. Guardians and Yankees over under of 7.5. Guardians at minus 125. Yankees at plus 105. Bieber up against Schmidt.
Yeah. I have Cleveland favored at minus 124. And I have 6.6 as a total, and the line 7.5.
Mm-hmm. 7.5. You have the total at what?
6.6.
I'm taking the Yankees today as an underdog at plus 105. Plus 105 today.
I'll take the Guardians at the
minus 125.
Yeah. Wait,
right.
What'd you get? Plus 105?
Yankees, yeah. Plus 105.
Okay, yeah. I'll take the Guardians at the minus 120, whatever, 125, something.
Okay. Twins and White Sox over under of 7.5. Twins plus 105. White Sox at minus 125. I don't think I could make a clear thought on this game based on how last night treated me. So you got any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I have the White Sox as a favorite. Is that what they are?
Minus 125.
I have minus 127 for the White Sox and a total of 10.1.
Oh, so we're taking the over. So we're just taking the over. That's 7.5. You got 10.1. This is the biggest discrepancy of the day. You got all your money on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
That's a huge discrepancy. You got 3 runs to play with. Dylan Cease always gives up a run. Hell, cashes F5 team total in his last 2 starts up against the Rays. He strikes you out, but he's going to give up runs. He's going to walk a whole shit ton of batters in the process and give up hits.
So yeah, we'll go on the over. Over. Okay, so you can do over 8 at even, or you can do over 7.5 at like. No, it depends your book, I guess.
All right, I'm adding that to the card. I'm adding the 7.5 because we know this White Sox bullpen is god awful. They probably, and I didn't watch that game. They probably burned every good arm they had last night in getting that win. Like anybody who's worth a goddamn shit came into that game to get them a very rare victory. There's no way they've got all the other good guys ready. I'm taking the over. I'm betting it. It's minus 120. Yeah.
For over 7.5?
I'm getting it. Actually, yes, right. I'm getting it. Over 7.5. I'm going to do some price shopping. Let's do Blue Jays and Red Sox with an over-under of 9.5. Blue Jays at minus 140. Red Sox coming in at plus 120.
I have Blue Jays at minus 134. And I always get these sky-high totals at frickin' Fenway. So the last 2 games, the overs cashed in this Fenway series here. Last night it would have, I'm pretty sure. Was it last night I had the Red Sox? The last 2 nights. Has Boston won the last 2 in a row?
Yeah, they did. They did win last.
Because I had the Red Sox. I had the Red Sox both nights. I think I had them the first game of the series and last night. But I skipped the overs. Tonight, though, you have Alek Manoah and Nick Pivetta, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the last 2 games having gone over, I mean, I guess, yeah. God, the offenses are so good, though. But I would think I'd back Toronto today with Manoah.
Toronto day. Okay. By the way, if you're interested in that over 7 in that Pirates-Rays game, go grab it now. I've just seen a 7.5 on DraftKings. It changed right here while we're doing rapid fire. So I've jumped on Bet Rivers and scooped it up at minus 120. So that Pirates-Rays an official bet for me. I'm in at over 7 at minus 120. I did jump in for that over 7.5 at minus 118 for Twins-White Sox. I'll throw those up on the screen here in a second. Let's go Orioles-Royals with an over-under of 9. Orioles coming in at minus 165. You get the Royals at plus 140. We know you like the Royals. That was one of your favorite dogs of the day. I will go with an over 9 for me. What about for you?
I'll back that over. The line's at 9, and I have a projection of 11.
Shit, I should add another one to my card. Let's just do it. What the hell?
So the over in that one's good, and you can see it getting there with Greinke. I forget who the Baltimore pitcher is. I thought about Kyle Gibson. Yeah.
Royals are, they're tearing the cover off, but they're comfortably nice sitting mid pack. And the
Royals what did you have? 18 runs last night. It was like 11-7.
Something like that. All the runs came after Yarbrough decided to strike out the side. That was lovely. Never seen that. You couldn't have lost a bet any faster. I mean, just Jesus. Couldn't have lost it any faster. All right, let's do this next game. I'm working on throwing these bets up on the screen. Angels and Cardinals. I like the Angels at minus 130. Did you like the over or the under in this one between Angels and Cardinals?
I want to make sure that my stuff makes sense. It does make sense. God, all these games are like 7.5 or 8. I have more towards the 6, but I like St. Louis. I'm gonna wait closer to first pitch though, because this is a game where you get the Angels, you get Ohtani. Everyone's gonna pile in around 4 or 5 p.m. or whatever, and I'll hop on probably Cardinals if they make it to plus 120 or better.
The Angels is actually coming the other way. They were minus 143 about 10 minutes before this show. Now they're minus 130. It's coming at you the other way. Interesting. All right, Brewers and Rockies.
That should tell you something.
Brewers and there's no way people are actually betting the Cardinals this early. I gotta go to.
Of course they are.
No, it's not happening.
Okay.
It's not happening, damn it. All right, Rockies and what do you got? The Padres here with an over-under of 12. Rockies at plus money. Brewers here at minus 120. I like the Rockies as my dog of the day, so I'm just going to stick with that. They're my dog of the day. I like them.
I have the Rockies at plus 102, so it's obvious. I mean, it's a fair price, at least, of what you're paying. I like the over better, though. So I'll take that at 12.
You'll take that at 12. All right, then the last game here is Mariners Athletics over under of 7.5. Mariners coming at minus 170. Athletics coming at plus 145. I, of course, put the Mariners in my 8th inning double play, so we'll just stick with the Mariners winning the game. I do think they win the game. So
I'll take Oakland, as ugly as it is. And what are you expecting for a total on this game? Higher or low? What do you think?
I can't back either off.
I can always see it be high because I can always see it being high though because I think Oakland's bullpen sucks ass. I mean, my projection isn't. My projection is under. But dude, I just remember I really don't watch many games. Right? I've told you this. I don't watch games, but the only Oakland game I've tuned into to actually watch, this dude named Familia came out of the bullpen.
Okay.
If you're familiar with him.
It feels like a name
Sucked.
I recognize.
He couldn't get the ball over the plate. There was oh my god, he walked the first batter, he walked the second batter, I was like it was like the 9th inning, I'm just sweating, hoping to God, he's just throwing it. Oh, I think he hit a batter, bases were loaded. It was just, oh my god, somehow I got out of it. I won barely, but the dude was nerve-wracking to watch. So I have to imagine that's a big reason why the Oakland Athletics are losing this bullpen. I haven't looked at the numbers, but I don't think the pitching's probably great there.
Yeah, the Athletics do have one of the worst. It's bottom 3 across all the categories. They're absolutely terrible. All right, so that rounds it out here for what we're going to do for baseball. We did get a comment coming into the thing asking anything about hockey tonight. If you had any rapid fire kind of thoughts.
Anything about hockey? This is a good question. I didn't do anything yesterday hockey related. Kraken won. That was nice. Just because I don't like Dallas and they beat the Wild. Okay. So the Oilers is going to be a really interesting series. I haven't looked at prices yet. I am rooting for the Oilers. I'm forgetting who the hell is playing otherwise. It would probably be the first game of the Carolina and the Devils. It's tough, man. I haven't looked at prices. No, I don't have anything right now. But I'll say, the Oilers are probably where I'm going to be looking in anything tonight. Depending on where that series is starting too. If it's in Vegas, I'm looking to the Oilers for some overvaluing of home ice. If that's the case, I think it might be in Vegas.
All right.
Look to the Edmonton Oilers. I don't know the price though, but
couldn't tell. All right, cool. Thanks for the extra little thoughts there on the hockey there. All right, let's come on back tomorrow, live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We got some day baseball, got some getaway action going on with some of these series. So come on back bright and early, live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll break down those games and give you guys some more winners. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
See ya.